Good morning. Here is my beautiful view this morning. Wow. Jake is like another son to us. He went to Tahoe with us last year as well as this summer. So everything was great. We had a super great time, and the last full day of the trip, we rented a boat to go to the other side of the lake. Let's send this to Reed and tell him it's as smooth as glass. It's beautiful. Let's see. Jake. The boys wanted to go swimming, so we turned off the boat, and they got off the back of the boat and went swimming over to the rocks. And I saw Rob get to the rocks, and I was looking for Jake behind him, and I couldn't see Jake. And I yelled to my son, "Rob, where's Jake?"
I was standing here, and all of a sudden there was a girl. She came up and she goes, "Where's the lifeguards? Where's the lifeguards?"
We were kind of just doing our normal patrol.
There's just like a bunch of commotion going on.
I heard people yelling.
We could hear people screaming.
We heard some distress calls. We just looked at each other and said, something's going on out there.
We started running out there.
And this girl sitting on the rocks out there said, "Well, there's a boy down there."
And we started swimming, and some people gave us their kayaks.
And I knew it would probably take him a really long time to get out there, so I pushed him the kayak.
Got the kayak out there, so we got out there a lot quicker.
We just ran back to the beach and hopped on his jet ski.
And I saw Jake lying on the bottom and dove in and went down. And when I got down to him, I grabbed his swim shorts. I just bent down, crouched down, and jumped as hard as I could. And as soon as my feet left the bottom, I just started kicking and clawing with my one hand as hard as I could. As I came up and broke water, I had Jake with this hand, and I grabbed the kayak with this hand, and we lifted and were able to roll him up and into it and onto his back.
We saw like a kayak, and we saw kind of a body already thrown up on the kayak, and there was a jet ski coming in.
Russ and his brother-in-law pulled up on the jet ski.
He was driving, I was sitting on the back. Witnessed a young man that was completely motionless.
His face was, as dark as my sweatshirt.
And they grabbed the front of the kayak and started to pull away.
We had started dragging the kayak with Jake on it back in. When we ran into the two lifeguards,
They started pulling him in, but it was going slow because they have a lot of weight, to pull that. And so I was like, hold on. So that's when we swam over. I jumped up on the kayak, and I just started doing compressions right away. He was behind on the kayak, kind of balancing it, and we just towed him in from there.
I started setting up medical equipment on the beach. I had to move people back and wave the jet ski in to come towards me. Carried Jake out of the kayak and got him on the sand.
Everybody on the beach just went quiet.
it was silence. You could have heard a pin drop on this beach, and there was 500 people out here.
From about his chest up, he was completely blue and purple, pulseless, not breathing, no eye movement, no pupil response. He was essentially dead.
And I just screamed. I said, please pray for Jake. Pray for Jake in the name of Jesus. I couldn't believe this was happening. I just couldn't believe it. And I just started crying out every scripture I knew.
She was praying out loud for this entire beach to hear. I really began to pray in a way that I've never prayed before. One of the paramedics came over and said, I can't give you any assurances, but we found a faint pulse.
At that point, care flight was on the ground, the helicopter landed, and we carried him up to a gurney on the walkway here, and we rolled him over to the helicopter.
After we did everything we needed to take care of on the beach, they wanted to call Lene, Jake's mother. And I said, please let me call her. And they said, no, we're professionals and we know how to handle that. And I just broke down. I couldn't even imagine Lene getting a phone call like she was about to get.
Units responding to Sand Harbor boat dock. The subject is now out of the water at this time.
Copy that. We're about 3 minutes out. CPR in progress.
For Medic 11, Engine 11, Battalion 102, a subject drowning 2001, State Route 28, Sand Harbor boat ramp, District 11, map page. If there's any way anyone can advise age of subject.
Lost your incline, Medic 11 responding. Also, can you put care flight on the go?
I just walked in the door and the phone rang and it said Jake, and so I picked it up and there was a lady's voice on the other end that I didn't recognize, and so immediately I knew something was wrong. She told me that she was at the hospital in Reno and that Jake had been brought in, and I said, okay, and I'm thinking, well, he's been in an accident and he's broken something, and she goes on and she says that he was life flighted in, and that he was there and he was on life support. So right then, you know, my world just stopped. The doctor called and gave us more information, more detailed information about Jake's situation and how serious it was, and his liver was in shock and his lungs were not working. He was on a ventilator. His kidneys were in failure. His blood was acidotic. I mean, just all these, a list of things that were wrong with him.
And I'm thinking, okay, we're getting to Reno tonight. I mean, I don't know how I'm getting there, but we are getting to Reno tonight. We showed up at the airport, we didn't have tickets. And it was probably 7 o'clock at night. And so I found a lady behind a desk, an older lady, and told her our situation. She says, oh, I'm gonna find you a plane. I'm gonna get you on a plane. We had just got done running from the parking lot to get on this plane, and so I call the doctor. He says, Mr. Blackmon, we're gonna try to keep his heart beating until you get here, but we're not expecting him to make it through the night. And I just remember kind of walking down and getting on the plane after I told her that, and you know, we both just kind of sat there and stared at each other on the plane for a few minutes, and we didn't really say a whole lot. So we prayed for 5 hours the whole time we're on the plane. I think we just prayed nonstop. When we were praying, she asked God, she said, if you want Jake to fight, let him fight. If you want him to rest, let him rest. And that was, you know, that was unbelievable, listening to her say that about her son, you know, when he's might already be dead. They gave us a police escort from the airport to the hospital in Reno. And when I got in the police car, I looked over, and we're driving there, and I looked over, and he was crying. The policeman was crying. And at that point, I'm thinking, okay, he's dead. I mean, I didn't panic, but that's when internally I was being prepared, trying to prepare myself for what we were about to walk into at the hospital.
That was the longest hallway ever. We still didn't know yet if he was gonna be alive when we got there.
And it, you know, it was tough. I remember when we got there, I saw him and I stood there for a minute, and I kind of had to sit down because I thought I was about to pass out. So I kind of sat down, and they're telling us all the stuff that's going wrong with him. His lungs have failed, his liver's trash, his lungs are trash, his blood's too acidic, he can't live very much longer like that. And by the way, if all that happens to fix itself, he's probably brain dead.
I was across the hall. I just came over to see what the commotion was about, ask if anyone needed help, and I went into the room and I realized that he was fairly young. And I said, wow, how young is this kid? And they said 19. And I was assigned his room, and I remember seeing my name next to his room, and I said to the nurse, I really don't want this assignment. There's no way that someone could have been down and coded that many times, and the heart rates and the lack of blood pressure and everything else that he had going on, that he would survive.
He's here in the intensive care unit on a ventilator, you know, unconscious, unresponsive. It wasn't good.
And my initial thought was he probably wouldn't make it.
The bottom line for me as the intensive care doctor was that, you know, Jake was in a full arrest. You know, he wasn't breathing and his heart was stopped. So he got CPR for about 45 minutes from the time he drowned all the way down to the hospital. And when somebody gets CPR for a prolonged period of time, we kind of expect the worst. So in my mind, I'm kind of preparing, you know, Lene and Keith for the worst, that their, you know, young son's not gonna wake up.
Well, social media gets the word out fast and big and loud, and people were following this story through Lene's Caring Bridge page and our Facebook pages.
We've got emails from all over the world that said that they were praying for you. From the time he went down to the bottom of the lake to the time he got to the hospital, I mean, how many, was there 20,000 people praying for him by that time? I mean, I don't know. You could tell we were just being prayed for a lot because we were able to find like a reserve, you know, as far as our emotions and as far as our energy and being able to stay up. I think we were both up for like 72 hours straight or something like that.
So when Jake was brought into the hospital and they got him stabilized, they put him in an induced coma for 24 hours, and that means they lowered his body temperature to a certain degree so that his organs could just rest. The next day, they were going to start bringing him out of that induced coma. They said, don't really expect anything. And the first time, they said, open your eyes. He barely raised his eyebrows just a little bit. So he did respond.
Okay, can you open your eyes?
There was one point, I believe it was Saturday night, I had stayed in his room like most nights, and I was asleep on the pull-out couch, and Kyle, the nurse, he said, Lene, come over here. And so I got down in his face, and his eyes were open, and I said, can you see me? And he nodded twice. That was awesome. It really was awesome. Probably a day or so after he had really woken up, when he still had the ventilator, so he couldn't talk yet, but I could tell he was asking for something, and I figured out he was asking for his phone. He wanted his phone, and so I gave it to him, and he remembered his passcode. And so that's when all the doctors and nurses were like, we're good.
They would try to get him to write on this dry erase board, and it was obvious that he couldn't do it, but it was frustrating to watch. It was hard to watch. He went from not being able to, I mean, they were lifting his hand up to, he went from there to texting with his friends in 3 days.
It's all really hazy for about the first week. My first memory is, I think it was my dad sitting at my left side. I was really confused because I had no idea what had happened. He told me that I had drowned and basically I had died. And for a minute, I didn't believe him. It was shocking, but it was also pretty humbling that God carried me through all that.
He really looked like he was dead and that there was not hope, but there was hope. Yes. You know, God resurrected Jake.
The gentleman on the paddleboard, I don't know how he did it, but he somehow pulled that kid off the bottom and put him on a kayak, which I have no idea how he did.
I decided I'd go for one more paddle just because I wanted to tire out my shoulders because I had a race coming up in a couple of days. There was nothing out all the way to a boat way out beyond the rocks, and I thought, well, at least there's nothing to run into. And I paddled right towards Jake.
Once you're doing CPR on somebody, the odds are very, very slim that they actually come back and survive.
If you look at the books, like in How We're Trained, there's definitely nothing like that in the book. You know, that was just pure instinct.
We weren't even supposed to be going out on the kayak. It was like last turn out, and we were supposed to be taking it back, but she wanted to go out, so I told her I'd take her.
I remember in training they tell you to trade off because you're gonna get tired, but I remember I was never tired.
They usually do not let you keep your boat in the water here overnight. With the conditions of the lake, they bent the rules this year.
You know, we walked over here and we heard the screams, so we were already over here, you know, because we can be on the other side of the park. With drownings like that, you don't have very much time.
You know, those seconds, you know, mean the difference between someone surviving and not in one of those situations.
That was my first resuscitation. I'd never really done CPR on any real person.
I mean, that day, the fire engine came, and normally Incline runs a two-person fire engine and 2 medics. And that day they had 4, and all 4 of the people in the engine were paramedics. Normally it's 1. The ambulance had 2 paramedics in it, and the battalion chief was a paramedic. So out of 7 possible firemen, we had 7 paramedics, all with at least 15 to 20 years of experience.
People just walked up to that boat and we had a prayer circle because with our eyes, he was dead.
He lined everything up for Jake and put all of us who needed to be here all in the right place. It was a miracle on so many levels.
This is a miracle. You know, and then when you talk to the doctors at the hospital, and the doctors are telling you, you know, we've been doing this for 30 years, we've never seen somebody like this survive.
It had to be a miracle. All the right people were there at the right time. I mean, it couldn't have been scripted.
Every single person hit their cue right on time and in the nick of time, just perfectly. And people can't do that. We're not that great.
I can't really think of any other way to explain it.
It was just a miracle. It's just a moment I'll never forget.
We can talk about the quality of the CPR and the resuscitation and all that, but I mean, it was a miracle.
I just look around this room and I see all the parts that you played, and I know that none of you are in it for the credit. So many of you had said, oh, well, I didn't do a lot. But when seconds counted for Jake, I think that every hand that was involved was just as important as the other.
It's a more special deal now when we sit down and have dinner, and there's all 5 of us there. I always look at Jake and imagine that chair being empty. And because of all you guys in this room, you know, it's not empty anymore, and we got him.
Words can't describe how intense it is and how beautiful it is to see God.
This is what absolute pure joy must feel like.
Jake has already reached thousands of people with the miracle that God bestowed upon him.
I feel much, much closer with God now. It'll still just kind of hit me every now and then. I just kind of have to stop and take a second and think about it and just thank him and remember that I'm here for a reason. I was dead on the bottom of the lake right out there. I'm not supposed to be alive. Jesus he's a guardian. And he was out there with me on the lake, I guess, walking on the water when I was being carried back on the jet ski. A beautiful testament of what God can do.
faith is at its weakest, when I'm desperate, only Jesus, I reach out to you. I reach out to you, for you are faithful. Oh God, your mercy will deliver me. You reach into the depths and rescue me. God be praised. When I am lost, you make a way for me. You give me life, you are the air I breathe. God be praised. In your kindness you have chosen to come closer to the broken, as it pleases you. Never changing in your goodness, never failing in your wisdom, and in all you do, for you are faithful. Oh God, your mercy will deliver me. You reach into the depths and rescue me. God be praised. When I am lost, you make a way for me. You give me life, you are the air I breathe. God be praised. God be praised. God be praised, though you give and take away. God be praised, though you give and take away.